So once you've selected the correct bow for you, then it's time to start setting the bow up and tuning. The first point we need to address is the center serving on your bow. Now, center serving is this section here, which is where the knocking point attaches to and the arrow actually clips onto the string like this. Now, it's really important that you get the correct size center serving for your bow. Otherwise, the nock won't fit correctly. If the nock fits too tight, then it's going to stay on the string for too long and it could hit the rest and give you poor arrow flight. If it's too loose, then there's a risk of the nock sliding off the string straight away, which obviously isn't good. So you need to get that perfect fit, and it should just click as it goes onto the bow. Now, there's lots of different size strings available. The strings are made up of strands, and different manufacturers use different strand counts. So therefore, to get the right nock fit, you have to use a different size serving. There's many different size servings around, so you just need to try the one that gives you that click. Now, I'm going to demonstrate on this bow how we do center serving correctly. Right, to start serving, we need to insert the U-serve tool, which is basically going to keep the cables out the way of the serving tool. In order to show the correct serving technique, I've already removed the standard manufacturer's serving from the bowstring. To begin with, take your serving tool and pull about a foot length off it. Then, just put that end underneath the end of the U-serve, like that. And just start putting a couple of turns on whilst keeping your thumb on the string to ensure that the serving doesn't slip. Now I do about 3 or 4 turns here. Then grab the tail back again from the other end and just pull that nice and tight, and that should take all the slack up out of the tool like that. And put the tail back under the U-serve tool again. Now at this point we need to check that we've got the start of the serving in the right position, and I can see that at the moment mine's actually a little bit too low in comparison to where it needs to be on the bow. So I'm just going to slide it up on here with my fingers like that. So we're now going to take all the slack out of the serving by winding it up like that, and then we're going to start turning it on, being really careful to make sure all the serving sits neatly on the string and that there's no gaps in it, like this. Now, you need to go back to your tail like we had before. Just pull that nice and tight, like that. And then hook this tail under the opposite side of the U-serve tool. You can then start to keep serving with the tail out the way. Once you get to the point where you're ready to finish the serving off, serve down like that, then pull again about a foot length off it. Keep hold of that so that the serving doesn't unravel itself, and thread the tool back through under the U-serve like that, coming up, under and then over the string. And then, if you imagine, serve back on yourself like this. Do that for about 20 turns, and then pull the slack off it, and then put the tool hanging off the other side of the U-serve. You can then wind these back through. Once you've wound it like that, you should be left with a loop like this one at the end of the serving. Now, grab your serving tool and be sure to keep hold of the bow, and you should just be able to pull the loop out using the tool, like that. Make sure that you pull it nice and tight so that the serving's tight. Then, you need to take a blade and just cut the serving where the end is, leaving roughly 3 millimeters of serving on that end, and then the same on the end where we started. And then you need to take a lighter and just burn the ends of it slightly, not burning the serving. You're then ready to remove the U-serve tool and that's the centre serving done. So all we're going to do is take a knock and just check how it fits. Just clicks on there and you're able to slide it up and down, but it's not too loose so that it falls off, but it's not too tight that you can't pull it off. That's perfect.